Hello everybody, Stippling Vaughn here, and it is Sunday. The reason why it's so quiet is because I am not at the bar right now. I made a video, and if you go to my channel, you might find it. It's listed as being blocked. I did tweet it out, so it is available if you, I guess, if you use the direct tweet to see it, but it was blocked. It was not a copyright strike. It was a copyright block. Apparently the specific song that was being played while I was recording the video, they do not, I guess that artist has software to find it, and whenever it's used without their permission, it's blocked. So yeah, so I was afraid it was going to happen. So it means that I will not be able to be streaming from, or I should say recording videos from the bar. I think what I might start doing is it might become like Friday night and Saturday night, maybe Sunday night, I'll record my videos. And I'll record them at home. I'm not going to give up working from the bar. What I might start doing, they seem to slip through, is I will start doing video shorts at the bar. Those you just simply go to YouTube, click make a short, and it just records. And then you records for about maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, and then it just automatically cuts off. So I might start doing them just so you can see that I am indeed still doing all my work at the bar, but not going to be able to do my lengthy videos like I've been doing them. So that's a bit of a bummer. So I try to get work done here at the house. It's not easy for me to do work at the house here. There's just it's other obligations, and it's like too many other distractions. Yes, believe it or not, when I'm here at the house, I have more distractions because, I mean, I'm like surrounded by my stuff, and it's one of those where it's like, it's also easier that if Miss Stippling needs me to do something, it's easier for her to say, hey, come do this. Whereas if I'm at the bar, she does not ask me to do that. It's just not like come home and do this. So you get your solitude. It's just like it's just like anybody else. It's one of those where it's like when you work in an office, you can't just simply come home because the wife is like, I need you to take out the trash. I need you to do this. You can't do that. When you get home, that's when you do that. And when Miss Stippling and I started dating, one of our very first dates, in fact, our very first date, was indeed at the bar. And I simply told her, I said, look, I said, if this is going to become something, if this relationship is going to become something, you have to understand, I do all my work here at the bar, and I treat it like a part-time job, and I put in the hours of at least like up to 20 hours a week or more, which is essentially like what you do as a part-time job. So she had to accept that this is part of who I am, and I was not going to give it up for her. So she agreed and she understood. So that's the reason why I do all my work at the bar, because that's where I get my work done. So I try to get work done here at the house. A lot of times during at the house, I do mainly pencils. I'll work on pencils here, and then that way I can just focus on doing the inking at the bar. So that's the reason why I really don't do too many videos from the house, because of working on the pencils. Plus also, when I'm working on the pencils, specifically if I'm working on a page that might have teasers or giveaways, I don't want to do that. So that's the reason I can be more selective. Such as with this page here, I have a cover here, so that way you don't see what's on panel 1 of this page, because it's a spoiler. I don't want you guys to know what is on that page until you get the book. And the book that I'm working on, of course, is Scat Investigators, where we will be following the adventures of Mac and Bob as they are assisted by Victoria in the field. Victoria is not a Pennsylvania game warden. The general public does not know she exists, even though the general public really doesn't know much about these guys. They know they're game wardens, but they really don't know what they do. What they do is kept private from the rest outside world. So let's see. I'm going to work on this here. I don't want to do too much on the face. When it comes to faces, I don't like to do that when I'm recording because I want to get close, and the camera lots of times is in the way. So now, I'm just going to work here with this piece, and I've talked about it before. How I'm just going to do a nice gradation. How I've done with these, I'm just going to be repeating it, and you can see it. One nice, interesting thing that happened while I was at the bar today was there's this one girl. She comes in, and roughly the only times I've ever seen her is on a Sunday morning. She comes in, she sits over at the bar, and today she came over, and it happens all the time when there's a new face at the bar. Eventually they will come over and say, hey, can I see what you're working on? Can I see what you're doing? And they'll come over and they'll look and they'll talk to me for a little bit. Here, it turns out that this girl here, she has a young teen son, and he is a big comic book fan, and he's been doing his own drawings of superheroes for quite a few years. And she was just kind of like asking for assistance from like what to do to assist him to get better. And so I was trying to figure this out on the fly. So I came up and was like, okay, well, here's some books that you should definitely consider buying him. One was the Andrew Loomis books, and the other one was the Brigman's Complete Guide to Drawing from Life. And then, of course, How to Draw the Marvel Way. And then I got into discussing various channels. And the 4 channels I mentioned to this woman, to advising for her son to watch. And I said these are relatively safe. These are safe channels that you don't have to monitor them. The content is going to be acceptable. And one, of course, is David Finch's channel for drawing. He does a very good job, a very instructional video series he does, and that he can learn from that. The other is Richard Friend. He does a very good one. Even though he just does like flip throughs of various artists, same as Andy Smith. Andy Smith was another person that I advised this woman to check out. In course of that, I told her about how Andy Smith also has his own book, Drawing Dynamic Superheroes. So that was the other one that I suggested, and I even looked that one up and was like, here, you can get it as cheap as $6 through Amazon, and it's a very good book, and it's like a step-by-step book to advise on how to do the drawings of the characters. So she seemed to be very receptive of it. I talked to her, I should say, about how he, even when he is doing drawing in class, in school class, even if it's just like a life study of fruit, the better he can draw that apple in life, in real life, the easier it will be for him to apply those skills when he's doing drawing anything. Advise definitely to use Google Images to use as reference material, to draw from life as much as possible. Pretty much like all, I mean, I went through everything. I mean, even including going as far as how the push and pull, and how like when he's in class and he's learning how like they're teaching him like how like to use the push and pull of the pencil, and how he's going to be able to use that and apply that for his drawings when he's doing superheroes, and even going as far as okay, and as a mother, if he is to almost encourage him to copy uh, artists that he really likes, because over time, by copying those artists, he learns their tricks, and at the same time also he's going to develop his style from the artists that he likes. Uh, Remember, any master artist, how do they become master artists? Many times it's by uh, reproducing the work of the masters. So you hear Aaron Lopresti talk all the time about how he was a Bernie Wrightson clone, and how he used Bernie so much that he started to see Bernie as a clutch. So at one point he got rid of and sold his entire Bernie collection. The man's a fucking idiot for doing that, pardon my language. But you still take a look, even when he got rid of all of his Bernie Wrightson stuff, it still had a heavy influence on him, that when you look at Aaron's stuff, specifically now, when he does his stuff, you can see that he can really allow that influence from Bernie to uh, guide him in what he does, and his art style. Specifically, when you look at his stuff he's doing now versus when he was doing his stuff for DC. When you look at the stuff he was doing for DC, specifically at the very end of his career with DC, you really look at it, and his finished pencils that Matt Ryan was inking. And remember, he's never said anything negative about Matt Ryan. He said he enjoyed how Matt Ryan did inked his stuff. The pencils that he was producing for Matt Ryan was essentially breakdown pencils compared to the pencils he produces now. So I thought that was very significant. So, and that's what I just stressed to her, is that how if he comes up to you and here he's reproduced this drawing, don't say to him, well, why couldn't you do that on your own? Why are you copying someone else's work? It's not copying if he's going to be learning from it. I even went as far as it is for him to actually take a sheet of tracing paper. I told her, I said, you can go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and get a pad of tracing paper, put it over that comic book image, and draw. Because if he really pays attention, he's not going to be, okay, there, I traced it. He's going to start studying how they do that drawing. He's going to start studying how the line on the top of the head is a smoother line, where it's a thicker line down where the chin is. And that's where you go if you try to trace a complete reproduction. That's where you're going to really start seeing that depth and line weight, which you can then take and utilize moving forward. So I want to say I talked to this woman for about at least a half hour, 45 minutes about this stuff. And I said to her, I said, you see it on here all the time. I said, next time you come in, I said, if you have some images of his stuff, let me know and show it to me. So maybe I'll see her and she'll show it to me. Maybe she won't. I don't know. Aaron Lopresti tonight on his show, in fact, that's the reason why I'm so late making this video, is Aaron Lopresti announced the winner for the Wraith of God art contest, and I'm I did not win. The winner was a very good job. I believe it was Adam Miller. I think it was. I think he's the one who won it, and well deserved. I mean, uh, it was a digital painting of the Wraith, and it came out very well. Uh, my personal favorite of all the competitors, I thought Skunkworks art. I'm always envious of how he does stuff. He does such beautiful work. I saw him as being a stiff competition for me, and then when, oh my God, Citizen Ronin. Citizen Ronin out of Tampa Bay or Sarasota or basically from Florida, he produced a cover that it looked like a Doc Savage pulp cover. And as soon as I saw that, I was just immediately just completely impressed. And I mean, it was one of those where it's like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. You know, the Wayne's World, drop to your knees, hands going up and down. Pardon about the bump. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. I mean, I was so impressed with Citizen Ronin's piece. In fact, as soon as I saw it on the channel tonight, when Aaron went over, the first thing I said is, "There's your winner." In my mind, personally, I thought that one was just hands down the winner. Now, yes, there's going to be some bias as to why I believe, in my mind, and if I was determining who the winner was, why would I pick Citizen Ronin over anybody else, or even above like Adam Miller, whose piece won? It simply comes to the fact because you take a look at how I do my stuff. My stuff has a very, because of doing it with the dots, it has a very pulp feel to it. And because it has such a pulp feel to it, that's the reason why I gravitate towards that. And so when I saw that pulp magazine, pulp book look to Citizen Ronin's page or piece, that's why I was immediately like, oh, wow. And but no, congratulations to everybody who participated. Um, Aaron did tell us, which is this is Aaron. You're being tagged in this video. Shelley, I'm gonna tag you too. I'm sorry, I'm bringing this up at the very end, but the main gift you two gave me and everybody who participated was by informing us that we can get prints made of this and we can sell it on our own to profit from it, but we have to put Wraith of God at Aaron C. Aaron Lepresti C. Wraith of God to copyright it. As long as we do that, we can sell it. That is such a generous gift to us. Thank you, Shane. I'm sorry. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Lopez. I'm teasing you, Aaron. Thank you so much, sir. What you guys have done with this contest is very generous, and thank you very much. So I'm not going to go any much further. Like I said, I'm getting to the point where I'm not going to be able to continue this page for you guys, primarily because it's such intricate work, and this camera's in the way. So I'm reaching kind of the end point to give you guys a preview of the next page I'll be working on. And no, it's not the page that I normally work on at the bar. That's one of those pages that you guys can't see. It's a spoiler page. But this will be the next page. Okay, I showed this page, or I should say, I've shared this panel on Twitter. Took an image of it in pencils, and then took another picture in ink so you guys can see it. Of course, we've got the follow-up page, the follow-up panels. We got this panel. This one here, obviously I've got to clean him up because it's just you can see all the gesture lines underneath of it, and I need to get rid of that so that way I myself can see what the lights and darks are, to see where I need to add tone to Mac. You can see where pretty much I've just done this whole bottom this panel in complete tone. Okay, so when I go to do this panel, what I'm going to do is I'll take a picture of it, and then what I'll do probably is I'll just grab my kneaded eraser and I'll just hit the hell out of this. I'll like hit this area real hard to lighten it. That way, but because I've just done that and I'm going to do it one shot, that way I can see what I'll have it like fresh in my mind. Plus, I'll have it the image brought up on one of my other phones so I can see it. And then, of course, we're getting to the bottom of the page. This is where you get kind of iffy. Okay, you got the two guys talking on the log, and you're going to have something happen. So you're going to have these speed lines. Okay, and then last panel, you're going to have close-ups of their heads, and here what it is they are turning their heads to something that's happening behind them, and they're turning their heads just at the last moment. So, but that's the next page I'll be working on when I do these videos. And like I said, I have a feeling it's going to be switching to Friday night, Saturday night, maybe Sunday night. I might be switching to 3 videos, might be just switching to 2. It all depends. I don't know. A lot of times during the week, especially after we're doing a full day at the bar on both Friday or no, Saturday and Sunday, a lot of times you're just tired and you don't want to do any work. I just gotta force myself to do just additional half hour more so I can just do these videos for you guys. In the morning here at the house, it does not work because I want Miss Stippling to be able to sleep in, and I don't want my voice waking her up. Another thing I want to show you guys real quick before we get off here is, okay. So I want to show you guys something. You can't see the rest of the page just because it's spoiler. Okay, but let's see here. We're up. Okay, you take a look at this image here. Okay, take a look at this face. Okay, it's off. Okay, not only is it off, okay, I added too many dots to it. Okay, with a woman's face, you want to do as few dots you want to do as few lines as possible to basically get the essence of the facial expression without doing any additional lines. And so I'm going to need to look at like Adam Hughes. I'm going to have to look at even the classic artists who use zip tone, and I need to do more of that with this woman's face. Okay, so that way this face right now, I mean, I like this face, okay, but this face, I can't let the transition to this face. Also, not just this face, look at the head, and not just the face on the head. That's another problem, is the facial expression and the facial structure does not match the head. Okay, then you have this body. The problem is this torso does not match this waist. This waist and leg is too short. The thing is it wasn't until I shrunk this page down and I put it in my master copy of my book. I have a master copy that as I do each page, okay, I shrink it down and I put it in this. That way, if I can figure out page turns, okay? That way I can figure out, okay, I need to add another page here. I need to subtract a page or something. So that way, as I'm doing these pages, I put them in this book. So that way I can figure out how the pacing's going and whatnot. Well, when I shrunk, it wasn't until after I shrunk this down, I was looking at it, I realized how bad the anatomy was on this piece. I didn't see it this size, but I saw it when it was shrunk down. So instead of redoing the whole page, I am redoing just this panel. Okay, so you can see where I've redrawn it, and you see where more of the body structure, and you can see how, even though I didn't finish it, you can see where I've really added in, okay, so that way it does have a completed look to the body. Okay, you can see how the hips kick out farther. This leg, this thigh is much broader. And you take a look, this face, okay, properly is wrapped around the curvature of the head. Okay, is much better than that one. That one does not wrap properly around the head. This face wraps properly around the head. So I may not be showing this as part of the videos. It all depends. So, but it is what it is, and you'll see the progress as we go along. I hope I am able to maintain entertaining you guys without doing these videos from the bar like I normally do. Like I said, I might do shorts from the bar. Those seem to be able to sneak through. So we'll see. But until then, remember, life, yes, it is stressful, but that's why you just take it all one dot at a time.